Hey everybody, finally got on. Hey everybody, I finally got on. Hey Queen, how you doing? You're doing an awesome job, I'm telling you, you guys were rocking it right out. We just want to welcome everybody as they come in, and my name is Elle Clark, and I'm the founder of I Am Queen the Movement, the author of How I Escaped the Prison of Rape, the CEO of Elle Clark Media Group, where we help ministry brands and personal brands brand their brand correctly. And so I don't want to be before you long. Thank you so much. These are my smart glasses. Hey Meltori, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Hey Tamika, hi everyone. And so today I just want to share, okay, today I had a meeting, right? And I left really early because I wanted to be on time. And so as I was leaving the house, I put on my GPS. And so when I put on my GPS to put in the location, because I'm in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and the meeting was in Nashville. So Nashville is about 45 minutes, can be over an hour, some, depending traffic and, the speed you're going. And so when I put on my GPS, it already showed me that there was an accident along the way. And so I saw it, and it said that, I would reach my destination in about like over an hour. So I was fine with that. Now, as I went on the highway, drove on the highway, and as I approached the accident that I know that I was going to meet, I started to get frustrated and I started to get upset. I started to say, man, what going on, man? I have somewhere to be. And I started to complain and I started to be frustrated and I got really annoyed. And the Holy Spirit quickly rebuked me, and he said, where do you have to go that is so important that I can't assist those that are hurting before you? And I was like, wow. Where do you have to go that you're not going to just park your car to the side to allow my emergency vehicles to get to that person who may be sick, who may be hurt, or who may be dead? What do you have to do that's so important? And so all that frustration, all that anxiety that I was feeling, and I wasn't going to be late, even though, and what happened was, as I approached the accident, the GPS started to show me that time had been added on to my trip, and so I was going to be there a little bit later, but I still was on time because I left early enough. And so when the Holy Spirit said that, and I started to settle my spirit, after I stopped complaining, guess what happened? The GPS started to talk, and the GPS said, there's an alternative route. And if you will turn right and go left and go this, and you're going to get to your destination. So when I took the alternative route, here's what happened. When I took the alternative route, guess what? I was able to see all of those people. I went through the industrial route, and I was able to see all those people in their car, their hands on their head, they frustrated, they was rowing just like me. But God allowed me to go another way after I stopped complaining. I want you to really listen to that. After I stopped complaining, he gave me an escape route. And guess what? When I looked at the phone, guess what? He didn't just give me an escape route. He gave me my time back. And so the initial time that they said that I would arrive my destination because of the accident, guess what? He gave me my time right back. And I was able to arrive there before the initial time. And so one of the first things the Holy Spirit said to me, listen, that's why we have to stay plugged into the source. When I looked at those people on the road, they're so familiar. Sometimes we get so familiar with the voice of God and the presence of God that we no longer ask for his direction. I've drove to Nashville many times and I know how to get there. But I still sometimes, I'm not sure exactly what exit to go through. And so I still depend on my GPS to get me there. But as I looked at those persons that were in the traffic, guess what? They didn't have it on their GPS, because if they had on their GPS, they would have known that an accident was there. And they would have also been like me and get an alternative route. But because we get so familiar, listen, I didn't know. That's the way God is carrying me all the time. That's the way God is directing me all the time. I don't need nobody to pray for me but this situation, because I got that together. I don't need nobody to tell me nothing but John 3:16, because I know for God so loved the world that he gave this only begotten son. I don't need nobody to tell me that, because I so anointed. I know I so knowledgeable about the word. I don't need nobody to tell me that. And you know what happens when you get like that? When you allow yourself to be, you're no longer teachable. Yes, baby, I'll go that way. Sorry for that. Stay right down. And so when you allow yourself to get in a place that you're unteachable, God no longer speaks to you. And since you wanna give me 1 minute, please. Sorry, guys. I do apologize for that. I do apologize for that. But sometimes we get in a place where we're so familiar with the voice of God. We're so familiar with his voice that, you know, that we no longer want to hear anything. And so, you know what God does? You know what the Holy Spirit does? He step aside. And since you know where you going, because you're so familiar with me, you don't even understand that the way that I took you then, that was in the old season. And you've now arrived into a new season. And because now you're in a new season, he has some new direction for you. But because you're so familiar, because you don't want to humble yourself before me, continue to go in that old direction. Continue to go in that direction, and you will see that there will be so many roadblocks. You wouldn't even understand why you're stuck. And the reason why you may be stuck is because you're doing the same thing in a new season that was only supposed to be done in that old season. The second thing he told me was, I just went up the stairs, I get a little breath. Whew, right? The second thing he told me was, frustration and complaining keeps you stuck. Listen, as I was complaining in that car, as I was complaining, he wasn't saying nothing to me. Everything was quiet. The only person that was making any noise was me. I don't know why these people don't drive better. I don't know why this. I don't know why. It wasn't until I got quiet and my spirit got still that my soul spoke to me. And after I got quiet, the GPS said, there's an alternative route. And you could take a left and you could take a right. It wasn't until I got quiet and I stopped complaining. And I stopped because you know what complaining does? You keep repeating the same problem. Okay, there's an accident. Okay, how much times you have to tell yourself it's an accident? Okay, there are a lot of cars. Okay, like when you complain, you continuously repeat the same thing over and over and over to yourself. I don't know if you have to convince, I don't know if we just need to convince ourselves that the problem is, is before us, but we don't need to. Why do we find the need to always repeat the negative when God has already told us, listen, you don't need to be, God don't allow his people to go through anything without giving them forewarning, listen, I already know that the accident was going to be there. So why did I act? I'm surprised when I saw that it was there. I already knew. The GPS had already told me. God already told you that the weapons will form, but they will not prosper. So why every time we get into something, why every time we go through things or something happens, we are caught off guard? We may not know exactly how the attack or how the trial is going to come, but we already know that the weapons will form. But God has already told us that they will not prosper. The other thing he shared with me, and that is, listen, the quicker you learn your lesson, the faster you will get to the next level. When I settle my spirit and I say, you know what, I'm not going anywhere, so I might as well just relax in this car and wait till, everything's cleared up for me to get to my destination. And when I did that, he gave me an alternative route. And guess what? While I was zipping through traffic, I saw everybody up above on the highway and they were stuck. And so that's what he does when you allow yourself to be teachable. When you humble yourself before him, what he does, he gives you an alternative route and he allows you to get to your destination faster. Tamika touched on this. Listen, he already tell you he can give you back everything that enemy has stolen with the locust and the cankerworm has already eaten up. And that's what he gave me back. He gave me my time back because the time that I was initially scheduled to be there, I got extra time because he gave me an alternative route. So I got there even faster because I allowed myself to quickly learn. Listen, let me get out of the situation. I don't want to be alone. What's the lesson in this? I need to get to the next level and I can't let myself cause me. The fourth thing that he said, listen, God will always make a way. They always used to say when I was younger, can't is the devil's word. There's always a way around. When Moses stood before that sea with all the Israelites, I know they're trying to figure out, the Egyptians surely are going to kill me today. Because the only thing that was before them was a body of water. Who would have thought that God would have given Moses the power with that rod to divide the sea? No one saw that coming. All they saw was the obstacle. All they saw was the roadblock. All they saw was the sea before them and the Egyptians behind them. But God made a way out of no way. So listen, sometimes we go through things and it seems impossible. I've been through so many things. And when I think about how God brought me out, I'm be like, wow, I never saw it coming. So at the end of the day, the Bible declares that all things work together for good for them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So what you getting upset for, honey? You already know them weapons was forming. You already know that trial was coming. All you need to do is trust that the God you serve is going to get you out. All you need to do is understand, listen, He who began a good work in you is able to complete it. This God we talking about, this a man, this is a spirit who was crucified, who was put to death, who was murdered, who, he came up and you were able, he had to show Thomas his hands so that Thomas could understand that this was him, because nobody could have believed that a man died and was resurrected on the third day. Listen, that's a supernatural God we serve. And if he tell you he's going to bless you, if he tell you he's going to bring you out, what you worrying about, Queen? God got this. Listen, he will give you back everything that the cankerworm, the locust, everything that the enemy thought he took from you. Because listen, I thought I lost time, but I didn't lose no time. Tamika said it. Nothing is wasted with God. I thought I was losing time, but nothing was lost, because when I look at my phone again, they tell me, listen, you're going to reach there before we had already originally tell you was going to reach there, because God made a way out of no way. So listen, queens, I want you to stop complaining. We all go through things. Yes, sometimes we all want to kick the bucket and say, listen, I tired of this business. I don't see the increase. I don't even see what you was telling me. Listen, God, what you talking about? What you talking about? I don't see this overflow you talking about. My cupboards ain't going to be able to hold this blessing. What this blessing is you talking about? Yes, we all question God. We all feel defeated. We all want to throw in the towel, but listen to me. Listen to me, was talking about time and how the lady took 20 years. Tamika was talking about how she was behind a dream 20 years. Listen, when you have them kind of years, you in good company. How long did Moses have to wait? How long did David have to wait to ascend the throne? How long did Solomon have to wait? How long did Job go through that persecution, have to deal with the loss of his children, the loss of his money, and the sickness that he had to endure? How long did they have to wait for the blessing? But it doesn't matter how long. Listen, my boy Joseph, how long did he have to wait to see the dream that he saw when he saw the stars bending down before him? How long? It doesn't matter how long, but watch at the end of all of those stories, everything that God spoke over their lives came to pass. That's all you need to do. Hold on to that word, Queen. Hold on to that word. Hold on to that word. And prophecies, you think God's schizophrenic? He ain't schizophrenic. He know what he tell you. He know what you have need of before you know you have need of. He already tell us that he's going to supply all our needs. All our needs. And he also said, he didn't just say he can supply all our needs. He said, I will give you the desires of your heart. So what you stressing over? Allison spoke it, and that spoke so deeply to me. Listen, stick with what God has told you to do. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. He might have tell you he told you, I need you to be a fashion designer, and you want to step aside, you want to do your own thing, and every time, you know what he does? He keep bringing you right back to that. He keep bringing you back to that. For 12 years, I was a police officer. I know from a child, from I was in the 5th grade, I said I wanted to be 2 things, a fashion designer and a writer. But everybody was telling me they don't make no money, that don't make no sense, that don't make no sense, this and that and the next thing. But now at 30 years old, I'm finally living my dream. I'm finally doing what God has called. But look how much time I wasted. But you know what God is going to do now? He's going to give me back the time I thought I wasted. So God's mind is not going to change about you. I don't care how much you fall. I don't care how much you make a mistake. I don't care what you do. His word will not change over you. He is not schizophrenic. This the same God yesterday, today, and forever. His word will remain the same. Queens, I need you to understand. Listen, the blessing is in the roadblock, because I got to my destination quicker than I thought I was going to get, because I thought the roadblock was it was something that was going to hinder me, but that delay wasn't no denial, and that delay didn't stop me. That delay propelled me, and I was able to reach to my destination even quicker. There is a blessing in the roadblock. Sometimes we really need to look at things and take step back. When you're in the situation, you can't see, we are able to look at somebody else's situation and make good assumptions or good examination of somebody else's situation. But when we in a situation, we can't see it. So you know what you need to do? Take a step back out of your situation and look at it at a different perspective. And I'm telling you, God is going to show you the blessing in it. Even in your mess, he's going to give you a message. Even in your mess, he's going to give you a miracle. But you just got to stand still and listen. God is going to do it for you. And sometimes he don't come like this. Rebel coach, I want you to go to New York and do... No. He come like this. Queen, I need you to do this for me. Just go to the bank and bless that woman. Whisper. A still, soft voice. But if you making all the noise, if you complaining, how will you hear his voice? Queens, it's time for us to get it together. I'm telling you, this is a season. Listen, the other night when I was in meditation, I'm coming off right now. When I was in meditation, he took me, I think it was to Revelation 3 verse 8. I think that's the thing, but it was talking about, behold, I place before you a door that no man can shut. You hear that? No man can shut. And I listen, I say, Lord, what you mean you place before me a door with no man can shut? And I saying this to you as well. Listen, this door of opportunity that God has opened up for you, you can't even fall your way out of it. Because the Bible says that no man can shut this door. So that means you can't even shut the door on your opportunity in this season. You don't even have the power to open. You didn't even have the power to open it. And you definitely don't have the power to close it. So what you think about your enemies? What you think about the devil? Do you think he has some type of power to stop you from going to the next level? Not in this season. Listen, you have labored. You have labored before God. And he has seen your tears. He has seen your labor of love. He has seen how you have been giving people encouragement even when you were suffering the same thing. He has seen when you were praying for people's marriages and you didn't even have a husband. He has seen where you were sowing into people's lives and nobody even knew about it. He has seen your labor of love, and he is going to bless your socks off in this season. But listen, get still. I need you guys to get still. And God leading you to fast, because I'm telling you, he's about to bring you into a good land, a land flowing with milk and honey. I'm telling you, listen, them grapes so big, you need you and your whole family to carry it. That's the kind of blessing that God is going to give you. The kind of blessing that God is going to give you in this hour is going to mark you. People are going to know, listen, God had on her. Because if it had not been for the Lord who was on her side, I know where she come from, but how she get there? It was the Lord. That's all you do. You point back up here and you say, it was the Lord. You don't take that glory. You don't take, no. He don't share his glory with no man. You don't take no glory. You point your hand to the sky. You can't talk because sometimes God's blessed you so serious, the only thing you can do is cry. Jesus. So just point your hand up so that they would know that the hand of God is upon you. Listen, I love this group. I absolutely love this group. I love what Tamika is doing. I appreciate you ladies, the support, the information that you give, the prayers, everything that is this. Listen, this group is going to do so much miraculous things, but we got to stick together. Let us be, Tamika said about being upfront. Listen, you know, I dislike to hear the term that women can't get along and work together. That is a lie. I've proven that over and over and over and over again. And this is why these communities are so important, to keep us bonded together, to understand, listen, what your strength may be, I may need that, and to come down off our pedestal. Sometimes you got to step down, got to humble yourself, because if Tamika has something that I need, I'm going to go to her and I'm going to ask her, Tamika, listen, I see you are better than me in that area. I need some help. I'm not too big to ask for help. You have to come down sometime. You got to humble yourself, because God didn't design for us to do anything alone. Listen, when he created Adam and Eve, he didn't just create that union as a relationship, a romantic relationship. That was also a representation of partnership, business partnership. And I'm a firm believer of partnershiping to prosperity. Listen, your next level, when God is about to do something new in your life, he always sends a person. And it don't have to be a pastor, because sometimes we just try to be too deep. Sometimes it ain't that deep. It is surface level. Somebody right on Facebook got your answer. Somebody right in your church next door, across the street. Someone right in your circle. God, everything you need is in the house. We already know that. Everything you need is in the house. And when I say in the house, it's in your sphere of influence. It's in your realm. It's in the area that you're in. So you don't really have to go out to look for it, you know. Just ask God to open your eyes. Listen, Lord, who's my team? Because I need one. We all need a team. No man is an island. This group is a pure example that teamwork gets the dream to work. And so I want you ladies to have a blessed and awesome night, and understand, listen, there is a blessing in the roadblock. Who is next? I'm not sure exactly who is next. Appreciate the hearts. I appreciate the hearts. Coach, Rebel Coach, you could say who was next? I think Vince, I think. Okay. Well, you ladies have a blessed and awesome night. And remember that you are queens, and don't let anybody steal your crown from you. Okay? Now we're trying to shut off and can't shut off. Thank you.